Hey, sports fans, took a week off to go visit the old mom back in Wisconsin. I'm back up at Morningwood now, though I worked this morning. It was a long day, and just got in the car and came up here, and already know I forgot the shoes I wanted to wear tomorrow, so that's going to be problematic. But anyhow, so on the way up here, I stopped at the Wally World. That's a good stopping spot on the way up here. And I took my work shirt off before I went in because I didn't want to wear that inside. And I looked down at myself, and because we're all friends here, we can keep this real. But yeah, I was sweating pretty good today. Take a look. Yeah, you gotta like the old salt stain running across the stomach and the nice nipple spots. It's good for 82 degrees in the shade. I've been up since 2 a.m. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon here, and I decided to go ahead and get the old fan running. That's nice and noisy. Let me zoom out on that. This is a great fan though, battery operated wizard right there, and trying to cool out the inside of this camper, which is a little stuffy. Well, I'm making mad power at the moment, which is good because I need to cool off my refrigerator, which unfortunately was about 100 degrees inside there when I got here, so there's nothing in it now. I just got it running, trying to cool down, and everything's on ice in the cooler. Crazy dirt bees dig holes in the dirt. I mean, I don't think dirt bee is their actual scientific name, but yeah, they're in the dirt, and they're kind of spooky because they'll be walking around, and then you'll step on the dirt hole that they just dug, and then they'll come whizzing out, and they're actually pretty big. Well, they're about as big as a nickel across, so they're... Oh, shit. So they're pretty big. Well, it's 5 a.m. My voice is a little scratchy. Birds are chirping. Neighbor's rooster's crowing. Let's see if I can get the moon. It looks really cool this morning. Okay, my camera's just not gonna get it. That's a bummer too, because also right about here you can see Venus really good, but you can't see it on this $100 camera so much. All right, just for poos and grins this morning, I'm going to make my coffee on this Bush something stove. God, I can't remember the name of it. I'll put a link in the description if I can find it. And this Trangia stove. I can get my lighter to go. There we go. Starting to see a flaw in my plan here. I don't have an exit strategy for turning this stove off, because I guess I can try dropping the lid in there once I pull the coffee off, but might be tricky. It actually worked out pretty good. The Trangia ran out of fuel right as I was getting ready to pour my coffee anyway, so yeah, I filled that thing about half full, and just enough heat to boil a pot of coffee. Well, now that I've got a couple cups of go juice in me, the time for an important decision must be made. Do I have this lovely leftover steak and potato fried up in a pan with some eggs and cheese? Or do I savor the adventure? You know I can't help myself, right? That's what she looks like dry. I think that's hash browns. It kind of looks like biscuits in there. Well, hopefully I haven't jacked this up too badly. Almost every other one of these mountain houses I've ever made before wants 2 cups of water, and this one says 1.5 cups. So hopefully, oh, it's not too soggy. Let's get her out. Well, that does make a lot. Looks pretty good, smells great. Let's give it a taste test. It's probably piping hot. That's pretty good. I think I got the water just right by accident. No dry parts in there, at least not yet. Eggs are a little better than I've had before with a mountain house thing. Maybe it's because I let it soak for a long time. All right. So I'm just hanging out in the shade. Feels pretty good. Got the sun right behind me, not bothering me. Unfortunately, it's not heating my solar panel, so the fridge is taking a pretty good hit on the battery bank right now. But I'm just sitting up here in the no-worry zone, trying to get myself properly rehydrated and enjoying the day. A little breeze wouldn't hurt. Hoping it's going to cool down by the time I want to go to bed. That camper is really warm inside of there. Alright, this might get a little shaky because I'm freehanding this, but I'm looking at my truck camper. I'm going to try to zoom in here. Look at that. There's rocks on the top of my truck camper. Wonder how rocks got there. Well, I decided to pull back the tarp off the top about halfway, get the windows a little more exposed on the back and the sides, and then I can get the this guy right here opened up so this doesn't have a fan in it, but it's still venting out, and then I have my ribby just blowing straight up at it, so hopefully that'll make things better. I just had one of those like aha or oh shit moments where I realized that today was the end of May and that my girlfriend wants to come up here for the 4th of July. And yeah, I'm not really ready to host ladies up here. Bathroom accommodations are a huge problem, and I think she's going to want air conditioning, which I got plenty of air. It's just not what you would consider conditioned. Well, I went away for 2 weeks and I came back and that was still full of water. I emptied it out and just changed it with some new stuff. I can't figure out why they're not hitting this thing. Last year they were all over it, and my city hummingbirds love this stuff, so I don't know. If they don't drink any out of it this time, I'm just putting it away. Well, that's going to do it for me for this week. Next week I got to get serious about setting up my solar power, which is going to happen probably right down here, which is predictably the most sunny spot all day long, although it's in the shadow right now, but it's only 7 a.m. But the sun will come over. The best spot is actually right across the street right there, but I don't want to run power lines across the street, so it's going to end up being over here where in the late afternoon it starts to get a little shaded out, but it's not too bad.